And it's like if you strip the story out of the game and the game out of the story, the game is pretty bland. There's no there's no adversity in the game, and the story is, you know, is good, right? It's not a terrible story, but it's something that could be told in like maybe 50 to 60 minutes. Maybe you want to stretch it to like a 75 minute movie, and it would be like, oh, that was a sad story, but like the choices in the game you have amount to what? They make you experience the world as Henry. Henry is your vehicle, right? And then they kind of make you're supposed to what? Feel ashamed now because maybe you started feeling like, oh yeah, maybe moving on from Julia is what I need to do for both of us, and just call it there. Nope. Delilah says, no, even though we were, you know, chummy, very chummy, and starting to get to know each other, and it could see each other meeting after the summer. Nope. And then mixing with this Ron and Dave guy, right? So those are out the window. And then we have the story with Ned and his son Brian Goodwin, like Ned Goodwin, Brian Goodwin. It's just like, oh, Brian's dead, and Ned was an abusive father apparently, and Delilah's all broken up about it because she was supposed to call in it. It didn't hammer in. There wasn't one huge dramatic moment. I think it tried to land a lot of drama when it didn't build it up right, and then there is no mystery. So, and the subject matters were fairly adult. Yeah, it's told from a man's perspective, right? So I was kind of right. There was no mystery, but I don't. Well, see, here's the thing. Like, you do get a bit of Ned's side of the story, and he says it was an accident. And like, I mean, sure, he has a little bit of motivation to lie, but usually guilt, like if he was truly guilty, he wouldn't have defended himself at all. He would just ran away. So it doesn't make any sense. You know, you figure, okay, well, maybe he didn't run away because he really wanted to, you know, he still wanted to defend his character, to be like, oh, listen, like, it was truly an accident. And when I thought about going back, I just couldn't bring myself to it, because he probably was pushing his son too hard, and you know, stuff like that. No one ever said he was a good father. No, he definitely wasn't. I guess what it comes down to is you always ask yourself then, okay, well, would you recommend the game, right? This is actually a really hard recommendation, because I'm trying to think of like who would actually enjoy this type of game where the gameplay is dead simple so that the story takes the forefront. When the story is not, it's almost intriguing, and then it doesn't let that simmer, right? And it's more emotional, but it's would it be more like, you know what I mean? It's more emotional, but it makes you feel bad when I don't think you should. It's leading you down one direction, and you and Henry both engage in that certain way, or maybe you shouldn't have. I don't know what that's telling me, you know what I mean? And what I'm referring to is like how Henry engages with Delilah, but she's receptive, right? And so maybe you come out to the forest to, I don't know, try to figure out your life at this point, because it's very difficult. And the only emotional ties you have with your past are told through the intro's story. There's no face, there's no There's no voice that you can even attach to begin with. So it's not a huge emotional attachment on the player's part. So when it seems like Henry's disengaging, it's much easier for the player. I just think it didn't accomplish what I think it wanted to accomplish. So I would say I hope the best for this development team, but I don't think I would recommend this game. And there you go. There you have it. Well, I thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.